Hey guys, my name is Blake Cadwell. I'm the co-founder at Soundly.com, and in this video, we're going to talk about hearing aid prices. In my hands, I've got a $7,000 pair of hearing aids, a $1,900 pair of hearing aids, and a $1,000 pair of hearing aids. I've also brought a $100 pair of hearing aids. We're going to talk about all of these options, why the prices are so different, and what you can think about as you're making a purchase decision for yourself. So let's talk about hearing aid prices. The first thing that you'll need to know to understand how hearing aid pricing works is that the technology itself is not the main driver of cost. Instead, it's the method of care that you receive along with your technology. So I'll give you an example. This is the ReSound Omnia. It's a receiver and canal hearing aid, sits behind the ear, the wire goes up into the ear. It's the flagship from GN. It's one of the best hearing aids in the world. I've spent a lot of time wearing this product, and it's about $7,500 for a pair of hearing aids. Now, alternatively, I have a product that looks a whole lot the same, and this is from Jabra Enhance Select. It's a company that delivers directly through the internet basically the same technology. Now, if you want to get technical, the technology in the Jabra Enhance Select is one generation older. Think about that like an iPhone 14 instead of the new iPhone 15, but the basic technology is very similar. So why the price difference? The main difference comes down to who you'll be working with and how you'll be working with them. So the ReSound Omnia product only comes through a local clinic. You'll go to that local clinic, you'll meet with a doctor, they'll fit the product in your ears, and then they'll be available for follow-ups for usually 3 years. That's an expensive proposition. Not only are you paying for their time, but you're paying for someone at the front desk, the internet bill, the real estate that they're in, and a whole lot of other overhead costs. Jabra Enhance Select, on the other hand, sells a very similar technology, but they do it online through telehealth. So they take a hearing test from you online, or you can send one to them. They program the hearing aids, they ship them to your door, and then all of your appointments are done through telehealth, video calls, phone calls, and texting. The result is a much lower overhead and a much more efficient business. Ultimately, they're able to reduce the price significantly from that average of $7,500 to about $2,000. Now that's a big deal for some consumers, but for other consumers who aren't price constrained, they'd like to be able to go into a local clinic and work with that audiologist who might also know the names of their children or even come to their graduations. It's a trade-off, but it's the main driver of cost versus the differences in technology. So let's talk about another example. This is the Lexi B2 powered by Bose. This pair of hearing aids, very similar form factor, a gray color, receiver and canal. It's $9.99 for a pair. So again, we've halved the cost. How is that possible? Well, the Bose hearing aids, or Lexi B2 powered by Bose, are over-the-counter hearing aids. And this really wasn't possible until last October when the FDA made over-the-counter hearing aids legal and possible in the United States. And basically the way this works is you'll use your smartphone to do all of the programming and customization instead of working with a local clinic or someone through telehealth. Ultimately, you're cutting out service hours, and again, that's helping reduce the price significantly. Now, it's worth noting, most of the over-the-counter products on the market, including Lexi B2 powered by Bose, which I like, by the way, are a little bit simpler in their technology. They have less management of background noise. In this case, you can only stream music through iPhones and not Androids. So there are some tech trade-offs, unlike that telehealth to in-clinic jump. A quick note, we keep an updated price tracker at Soundly.com. I'll drop a link to that in the description below. We organize it by style, by care method, and then of course you can see the price. Okay, so now we've talked about traditional prescription options, the ReSound Omnia that you get at the local clinic from the person who knows your child's name. We've talked about the telehealth option, which has good service, but it's all going to happen remotely over the internet. It's a lot more efficient. And then we've talked about over-the-counter options like this Lexi B2 powered by Bose. Each of them has a drop in price and it makes a whole lot of sense. But you might be wondering, what about products that cost just $100 or $200? You'll see a lot of these on Amazon. So here's a pair of hearing aids from a popular low-cost hearing aid company called Audien. Now this hearing aid sits inside the ear. It comes in a pair and it actually has a recharge case, which is nice. It's only $99 on Amazon or on Audien's website. So how are they getting their costs that low? The answer is they're basically taking out all service. There's no customization from a hearing professional, so you're losing all of the kind of prescription costs. And then they've actually stripped the technology down to a really rudimentary level. Personally, I'm not able to wear this product for more than 30 minutes at a time. It's uncomfortable in my ears. It doesn't do a lot of background noise management. So there are some breakdowns in the actual hardware. What I tell most people is that at least as of today, the breakpoint for quality tends to be somewhere between $500 and $700 to get a quality hearing aid that can deliver good results. Now, of course, as you go up, you have more options, and then eventually you have the option to get customization, care, telehealth, or even local clinic access. Now you might be wondering, what about retailers like Costco and Sam's Club or group discount buyers like Zip Hearing? All of them are able to take the prices much lower on traditional products. And that's true. If you look at something like the ReSound Omnia, that product is available not at the $7,500 average, but at $4,500 through somewhere like Zip Hearing. And then at Costco, you can get basically this same technology for $1,700 or $1,800 under the Jabra name. So how are they doing it? More or less the way they're doing it is the same as telehealth. They're creating a more efficient system, and then they're getting larger numbers so they can negotiate the base price with the manufacturer even lower. So ultimately what you get is you just get a lower priced option. Now again, the folks at Costco are unlikely to have that same personal relationship with you. They're probably not going to attend your child's graduation. At Zip Hearing, you are working with local clinics, so you can access some of that care, but you're working with folks who maybe don't have a line out the door because they're willing to work with a discount provider. So how should you think about hearing aid prices? You've got products available at $100 or $200, then you have other products that are available with lots of care at $7,000 or $8,000. The way I think about it is first by centering it around the fact that my hearing really matters. Hearing is one of the things you do all the time in every environment. It connects us relationally, and it's a really core and important part of our overall health. If you've got the resources and you've got the time, it's worth investing in this area. Now, if you're someone who's a bit budget constrained, you have good options all the way down to those options that are just a few $100s. I recommend for most people, try to pick something in the middle. I really love Jabra Enhance Select's offering. I think that it's one of the most value-based offerings in the market. You get premium technology, you get great access to care through the internet, and you get it all for $2,000. I think that's a great option. I also think over-the-counter options are good for someone who's just getting started. And then for a lot of folks, the best possible option is actually the most expensive option, and that is to go to a local clinic where you like the audiologist, you like talking to them, you trust them, and they work with you to get you to a place where you're hearing at your best possible abilities. It's hard to swallow in some cases the fact that that cost might be a lot more than what's available on the market, but just remember, your hearing is absolutely worth the investment. And there are things that that local in-clinic audiologist can do that will make your experience a little bit more premium. They can do real ear measurement to make sure the exact sound coming out of your hearing aids is exactly what they want it to be according to your prescription. They can give you custom ear molds where they take impressions of your ear, get ear molds made, and those sit more comfortably inside of your ear. There are some premium services that are really only available at a local clinic. And yes, that costs more, but for many people, it's well worth it. Well, there you have it. Today we've talked about hearing aids that are several $1,000s at a local clinic, all the way down to products that are just a couple of $100s off of Amazon. I hope this video gives you some sense of how to think about the market and ultimately that you are able to invest in your hearing because your hearing is very important. And I wish you the best in your search.